Facebook junk. This computer is going to be called the Watertown PC. The reason why I'm calling it the Watertown PC is because I bought it in Watertown, New York while on vacation. Now on Facebook, they have tons and tons and tons of people getting rid of computer junk, whether they've upgraded or they just don't know what they have and they just don't appreciate it. While scouring the Facebook marketplace, the dark Facebook marketplace, I came across this computer. The guy wanted initially $65, I talked him down to $40. May not look like much. Let's get this junk out of here. There you go. Now that we got this junk out of here, we can talk about this computer a little more. We're going to go ahead and start by opening it up. Give that a shot. Alright, doesn't look too pretty on the case, but it is a complete computer, ready to run. Has 8 gigs of DDR3 memory, comes with a Pentium G series CPU. I don't know yet, we'll pull it out and we'll figure out what CPU it has. Has a 500 gig hard drive in there, mechanical, which is pretty nice. Preloaded with Windows 10 with an activation key. Seasonic power supply, 80 bronze certified. I believe it's a 350 watt, which should be enough for this. We're gonna test that out and find out later. And of course, comes with this ancient dinosaur technology nobody uses, a DVD player. Who really uses that in a computer? But apparently they did it. Comes complete computer, complete with a case. But what we're gonna do to it is we're just gonna upgrade. We're gonna put an i5 4th gen CPU in there. We're gonna put a solid state 120 gig, and we're gonna put a video card in there. We're gonna go for a GeForce 760 Asus 3 gig DDR5. I'm gonna pop one of those in there, pop a Crucial 120 gig hard drive in there, and we'll see how this thing runs. All right, let's get this thing apart. First thing first, ketchup and mustard power supply cables. Junk, but for a budget gaming PC, it works, all right? Appearance doesn't always matter. You can't judge a book by its cover. Besides, this computer doesn't have any RGB or case, window, or anything, so you won't be able to see it. But if the power supply performs well, that's all that matters. So go ahead and plug all this junk out over here. Get this thing out, wipe this case down, get rid of that old, nasty Facebook dirt junk from wherever crevices it's been sitting at. And we'll get that top knocked out. Go ahead and unplug all this, plug all that. Nice and easy. We'll go ahead and just try to get this motherboard out. Alright, now because these screws are easy to get to, we use a little power and just pop them out real quick. Alright, so according to this seasonic, looks like 350 watt power supply. I mean, it's 80 plus bronze certified, which is kind of nice feature to have. There's a little intake fan taking some air to exhaust it out. So, doesn't seem to have too many connectors over here, but ooh, Molex, the old floppy cables. Not 100% sure if we're going to be able to use this power supply for the computer build that we want to do. I mean, yeah, I'm sure it's great, I'm sure it's reliable, but I don't think it's going to be able to work for that 760 video card. So, so now what we're going to do is we're going to upgrade the CPU over here. This motherboard is the Asus H81MA, supports Intel 4th gen, so you can put it up to an i7 4th gen CPU. We're going to go into i5 just because I found it pretty cheap, and they're actually really good CPUs for decent performance. I'm going to go ahead and pull this one out. If that will come out, probably not. So let's pop this, pop these. All you got to do is just twist these, and this comes right out. I mean, it's pretty simple, straightforward. All right. Not too bad. So whoever worked on this one, they actually did pretty good on the thermal paste over here. So now for the thermal paste, the way I like to do it is I like to take these shop towels and just wipe them off. Yes, I know we're not reusing the CPU, but when you put this away in storage and you go to grab it later, it gets all over your hands, and that's pretty gross. And then you got a mess, and then you got to clean it, and then it's all crazy, and then you go hug the wife, you get it all over her, and then she gets all upset, and you know, next thing you know, you're paying child support. But that's besides the fact. So let's find out what our mystery CPU is. Our mystery CPU is an Intel Pentium G3220, clocked at 3 gigahertz. All right, so now that this is clean, just wipe it one more time with the dry part, same part over here, even though the alcohol evaporates, nice and clean. All right. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna put some thermal paste in here. Everybody has their methodologies on which way to do it. I mean, there's so many different ways. Some do the P-size method, whatever. I just do it. Nice P-size in the middle. That's probably more than a P-size. I'm sure somebody's going to complain about that, but you know what? It works. All right, so now she's assembled, all done. Try to do the best cable management I can. Kind of wire tied it up a little bit there. Got the 2 hard drives in, DVD players in. It's all nice and clean now. Everything's all hooked up, so it's ready to go. So next thing we want to do is we're going to move over here. We're going to move on to this video card.
Remember, kids, ask for a cable management video because I want to torture them.
Oh, God. Yeah. So, anyways, moving on. Decided to change things up a little bit. Decided to go with a Radeon R7 240. Has 2 gigs of DDR5. It's actually a fun little video card. I actually used it on my bench PC many times before. Actually, some of my bench PC. But that's another story. All right, these little screwdriver kits, they're great. As I talked about in another video, they're worth it. Every type of bit that you can use. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take it apart. We're gonna reapply the thermal paste, put fresh thermal paste on it, just to kind of help it with give the best chance it can. As you can see, this is a little dusty, a little dirty. Go ahead and pull this power connector off here. So if you get a close-up of it, it's sitting there pretty good. So I'm gonna try to. You know what we're going to do? We're going to leave that alone. And the reason why we're going to leave that alone is because we don't have to take it off. These power connectors are very sensitive. Normally, if you take a pair of tweezers or something like that, they'll come off pretty easily. I just don't want to mess with it because if I break it, then I ruined it. And I suck at soldering, so I don't want to solder it. This thermal paste is pretty dried up. So it's actually a good thing that we're changing this thing out. I'm pretty sure the guy would cuss me out, whoever buys this. Oh, my computer stopped in the middle of, you know, the ultimate game. Yeah. Sorry, buddy. Didn't change your thermal paste. My bad. So now we're just going to go ahead and scoop all this up. Get all this crap out of here. Just get that out. Yuck. Gross. So go ahead and put a little thermal paste on it. Like I said, there's 20 different applications. Everybody has their own little methods. You do what works for you. You do what you prefer. I just do this, you know. I found that there's no such thing as too much thermal paste, but you don't want to be globbing the whole thing on, right? All right, make sure your surfaces are nice and clean, which they are. Good. And we'll go ahead and we're going to pop this joker right back on. So, as the neighbors drive by, wondering why I'm talking to myself. Actually, I'm not talking to myself. I'm actually talking to you technically, right?
No, you're talking to yourself.
I am talking to myself. So, that's great. All right, put these things on. When you tighten these things, don't go crazy tightening them. You'll cause cracks and other problems or anything. I mean, you're not working on an engine, right? So if you're not working on an engine...
Don't act like it's an engine.
Exactly. So, and there was a screw around here.
It's right there. Right by the Q-tips.
No, that's another screw.
Oh.
Did we lose the screw already?
Right there by the...
There it is. Let's go ahead and slide this card in. Nice and easy. There we go. Boom. Looks nice, looks nice. I'm gonna go ahead and pop that right in. Nice long screwdriver, like I said, size does matter. There we go, we're done. Alright, so we're officially done with the Watertown PC, and it is running great. It turned out pretty good. Ran some hiccups with the R7 video card. Just turns out I had a dead video card after troubleshooting it many times, tried in different ports, tried cleaning it, yada yada yada. That joker just did not want to run. So I got my brother here playing. He's playing some Overwatch, running at 1080p, getting 70 to 80 frames per second. Smooth, no hiccups. Just running very smooth, as you can see right here. We have the PC right there, just running. Nice.